Okay. Hey guys, it's me, Hermansky, and welcome to another live stream. So today I will be making a dragon puppet on stream. Got all my supplies here, and I'm gonna be remaking this one right here. It's all bent, and it's kind of like the first thing you need to do is start with this white paper here, this is cardstock, by the way, because cardstock is better. Hang on, I gotta get the design on. Now, the best idea for this is probably to the best idea is to just take this paper, put it on a hard surface. I'd probably take this one. My hard surface has some wait. Yeah, I'm going to. So now we got the surface going. Alright. So first thing you do is you get the paper on the hard surface. You just gotta draw the basic shape of your dragon puppet, because this is a colored paper one, so there's like a bunch of shapes. So let's get a Sharpie marker. A Sharpie marker would be a lot better to get that basic shape. So like more or less, you kind of draw. Oh god. Kind of just draw this little line, and then so you just kind of draw like where the muzzle will end, and then the next thing you do is you kind of do this, and since I'm gonna have to so this one has fur, so let's take the fur and then you kind of just you're just drawing the basic shape of the puppet, put it simply, because then this will make it a lot easier to get this. So you kind of just kind of finish off the muzzle, which kind of goes off out like that, and then you kind of can have almost this. You gotta draw like the bottom half. I know this is probably the biggest one I've made. It's like drawing the basic shape and stuff, and you kind of cut that out. Hang on. I gotta cut it out because I can't do that on camera. I have to have one hand on one page. So it's just kind of like cutting it out first, because you just cut out the shape and then you get the other shapes for it. It's kind of ended up a little big, but that's okay. It's kind of just cutting this basic shape out, really, is going to be the hardest part, to be honest, to do on camera. I mean, everybody kind of knows how to cut out stuff, so that's the simple thing. Oh god. Oh, hello. So now we got this. Now we have to cut out the bottom, like the mouth out, because then a lot of people probably would do this differently, but it's a lot of it takes a lot more. So then we just kind of cut that out. There we go. So then we got the mouth piece. We got the 2 mouthpieces and 2 so kind of this little piece right here. I don't know why it's doing that. Going upside down and stuff. I have no idea. Okay. Now we're gonna have to do the same thing. So this is gonna be the horn piece, but let's take this. This is like basically pinkish purple. It looks pink on the camera. I don't know why it does that. Okay. You gotta like fold this because to get that same basic shape where it would fit, you'd have to fold it. And you're gonna have to like hold the puppet on there. That's okay now, but hide the camera sometimes because I cannot like hold my phone and cut at the same time. Here I got him. Why we got the okay? Kind of just have to try this, but then you just have to wing it. So you have to. So you see how the puppet has like this. So it kind of starts like, and then it kind of goes. Bro, this is like have to be this difficult thing, but. So now you got basic shape here. This is basically the whole ear. A lot of people are gonna be. I have to get a different marker to color it in, but in order for this, there. There we go. If I have to cut this piece out. Where did my scissors go? Oh, it was underneath something. Because we have to cut out these pieces. So it's just like when you make it on a colored paper, it's basically just cutting just a bunch of shapes out, really. So it's a very abstract way to make one. Anyways. Everybody knows how to cut, everybody knows how to cut, so. So here's the ear I'll cut out. Now, I'm gonna have to, like, glue, basically, you have to, like, be perfect at this point. So you see how that's gonna play out. So you basically have to like kind of mark where the glue is gonna end up going, and then just glue it. It would be like simply. So for that, you just glue these all the way on, so it doesn't like get all messed up. Here we go. And I already have to trim this a little bit, which is okay, per se. Then you just have to do some trimming. after you cut it out to kind of give us. Because it has to be perfect. Like, you can't have like this weird looking puppet, per se. So we have one side glued, and then I'm gonna have to get the other side glued. I won't be showing the coloring process on camera. Okay. And you do the same with the other side. Which means we're gonna have then we have to mark where to put the glue, because it's not going to work properly. If I don't mark where the glue goes, it's going to mess up. But honestly, after this part, I can actually be on camera doing this. So now we have to trim that side. And we're done cutting that out. We got the other side done. Probably one of the fastest ways to make one, to be honest. We just have to do. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but okay. Let's get a better marker real quick. You have to cut it the whole. You have to cut the whole muzzle because it's not gonna. I don't know if you're gonna be mad at me, but we'll get to the Q&A later in the live stream. So like, the whole beginning is me making this puppet on stream. And then we should. Okay. This is the sides muzzle, so we just have to like, yeah, like this, and then cut the bottom half because it doesn't match top half. Otherwise, it won't work properly. It'll be like the first one, like it'll be all messed up and everything. I color one side at a time because it's not gonna work. Do you see how this side, see how it has like, so I have to color in that detail on this. So let's move it in. Oh god. So we're gonna first start here, and then it goes inward like that. I don't think people are gonna be really happy with me, but it's gonna make. It's gonna give them that to do it like really slow, and then you just kind of. So, like, when you're making a puppet, you have to do it really slow. Like, when you're designing, it's just a bunch of, like, when you use colored paper to do this, it's basically cutting the shape out instead of, like, coloring that shape, which, honestly, would take longer, take more details and stuff like that. But you see, I'm almost done with this designing bit, which means the rest of it is gonna look. You got this part here, which is the end. How it looked originally. It's just gonna look a little bit darker here, because it's gonna give this effect. I'm not gonna do the same thing I did for the original with the horns. I'm gonna use gold. So, actually silver. Silver would be better. I'm gonna have to get a silver marker for that. But it just kind of gives this effect. We kind of now got this finished face. Now we just gotta draw the face. Like, now first thing, first rule of drawing the face is you gotta draw the eye first. So you kind of just, so you draw whatever shape eyes you want. So just kind of like, be careful when you're drawing a puppet eye, because then you just kind of gotta wing it, I guess. See how I just did this. And just kind of, and then you kind of have to go. We got the eye now. Okay, I'm going to take this special marker. It's going to already kind of do this, so it's gonna kind of go over it real quick. Because this is like one of those, like, it's a metallic one, so it's gonna have that special stuff, per se, to kind of give it this. So then we got the eye here. So you see how there's like pink hearts around it. So, does it make sense? So we gotta have those pink hearts. Oh, hello, Mr. Dino. So then we basically finished one side, which, again, don't copy my design work. So if you're if you're gonna make a dragon puppet, it is best not to color other creators when they share how to make one. So then we got one side. It's like this one side, and then we got the bottom half of the mouth. So it's like this bottom half, it has to match. Then you can see it's definitely like coordinate, like a lot of coordination when you're making one. And you kind of just I'm gonna color the muzzle again, which is kind of like something that was in the beginning of the video. I was coloring the muzzle. Because on the original one, I did it a little bit differently. The original one was definitely different. Oh god, I keep going off where I'm coloring. When you make a base, like, everybody kind of knows how to do that. I'm more or less just having y'all watch me make one, because someone yesterday asked, and like, to do a tutorial, and it's just like, I can't do a lot. I would have to do it live anyways. Because it'd just be a really long video. I have to, like, and then I'm probably gonna have to, like, make it fast. Like, so here's the muzzle here. And you see these little fluffs. So I'm gonna do the same design work I did on this, a little bit different than the original. So you see how I did that, right? So if you want to make a design work near the fur, it's just like doing something like this, like, then you can make it like a rainbow or something, but I do not suggest copying this design per se. But yesterday somebody asked to do a tutorial, and I did not have any of the supplies out. It just took a really long time to get those supplies out, so it's only fair if I did a tutorial. I mean, I guess y'all can get an ASMR thing where it's like, because I'm pretty sure y'all can hear that marker sound on the paper. Just kind of has a match with this, because it's like a fur marking per se. It gives it this really, really cool effect. And before I go on, I'm gonna have to make a blind eye, basically. Which means he's gonna be blind from one eye, because he's like, this is the sister of one I remade yesterday. So then we have the color, so you see the full, so look on the original. Yeah, this is literally the original. So I just gotta make. I'll tell you where this was. This was actually inspired off of a new Adopt Me pet a while back when the Moon Egg just came out. I think if anybody plays Adopt Me, I think y'all can already guess where I've got the ears from. And that just kind of started both of these designs a while back, and so that's how old both of these are. And honestly, I had them on the floor a lot, and now I'm gonna keep my room cleaner. So, and then you could probably barely see that's red, but it's red. Sort of. At this point, it's not. You just have to, like, if you're gonna. So this one's gonna be a really really big eye. Just gotta kind of. This one's gonna be the one. Whereas the markings, the silver drips are gonna be coming out, and I'm gonna show y'all how to do those drips. I know people are gonna be wondering how do you make those drips. So, before I go get the silver marker that I forgot to grab in the beginning of the video, before I start the live stream, I'm going to color in the purple. And I have to let this dry before I do the blind spot of the eye, but it sounds like when you're coloring eyes, you gotta be like really slow with this. So like that's what I'm trying to teach people is you gotta when you're making a dragon puppet, you gotta take your time. Otherwise it's gonna look really bad. It's not going to that's just my tip. That's gonna be my tip. Is if you don't take your time on making your first dragon puppet, it's not gonna look good and you're probably gonna hate it in the future. Even though most people don't like their first puppet, it's really just how it is. So his eye's gonna be blind on that side. I gotta go get a silver marker. So, my silver marker. So this is silver. Because silver is going to look... Yesterday I did gold on... This is on the brother of this one. So when you do drips, you gotta have start like with a really long line. And then kind of just make them different lengths. Because otherwise it's not going to look like drips, it's just going to look really strange. So you say how that's coordinating, right? Now this is the part where you have to like really take your time when you're coloring, because so you can tell he's kind of blind, but there is a thing behind the drips on my side. Y'all can decide what they are. Some people really probably would rather have like a two-side drip, but this is my suggestion when you're drawing drips. You just gotta wing it. I know it's kind of the only thing about these markers is they're gonna like overlap in the original color. So now we got now we got this. So now we have this really cool drip effect. Really cool look. Next thing you do, you will have to make sure the bottom half of the muzzle matches with the top half. If it doesn't, it's not going to work. It's going to be really strange looking, and it's just not going to work. So a lot of people, they do it separate. You have to like have it as part of the, at least for some of your first ones, it's best to like not copy how people do it, and you just gotta color it, you know? It's just taking a lot of coloring, and it's basically a lot of folding and stuff. So this is going to be the top half of this. So it's kind of just, I'm gonna put that there. So now, I'm pretty sure, so the next thing we do is I'm gonna have to draw the hearts on this. Or y'all draw a design. So if y'all gonna do white, you can do any colors, but if you could go like construction paper, any type of colored paper, if I would suggest taking cardstock and lining it with this, because if you line it, it will work. And this is when you just gotta take your time, because then it's not gonna look good if you do not take your time. So the live stream's been like, okay, it's about to go on 30 minutes of making this. So yeah, it's basically just kind of, first part of it is like the hangout bit. Just kind of have to, but again, you have to really take your time when you're drawing. Like, if you're drawing a bunch of shapes, you gotta take your time. Because it's not, again, art takes time. It's not rushed. And also, and it also takes a process. Art takes a process. So that's why AI art isn't real art, because there's no process. Art would have to have a process, not just like, for example, I know y'all probably heard about that banana being duct taped to a wall. That's not art. Art takes a process. Therefore, when people make these little dragon puppets, I want to make fun of them, because it's basically, they are works of art, basically, and then you get this really cool finished product, what someone made, and it's like this really interesting thing, and now you got this full headpiece, and it's like, it's really interesting for you. Next thing we do is we just throw away our scraps. So we can't have scraps that are laying around. The next thing you do is you cut out some. If you want horns, you gotta have some sort of. So the next thing you do is you gotta take one of the sides, and you gotta like pick a side to take the horn from. So here how. Okay, I don't know why it's blurring out, but it blurred for a second. Then you just gotta you gotta have this little triangular side, and then make a shape like this. Like, you can do it any way you want, any shape of horn you want, but so I suggest this is a shape, a horn shape. So now you got this little horn shape you have to cut out. You have to cut this out, obviously. If you don't cut it out, you take scissors, you cut it. Hang on, it's gonna go dark for a minute. Let's see. Because now I want to like show this process. So art does take a really long process. It takes a long time. Like any type of art, it takes a while to really get it to work. So now we got both the horns cut out now. We got the horns. Now, last second thing we do is we take the head. So we found where we thought it was going to be, and then you see how that's gonna look. So that's how it's gonna look. Finished product will look like that. Take the glue. You just kind of, because then you just kind of just have to make sure all of this is even. It takes a lot of evenness. Doesn't have to be perfect, of course. So if you want like some sort of weird, I'm gonna do the heart on there soon. But then you kind of got this really bent horn. So right here, so on the nose there's a horn too. So the good thing is I can just cut out a shape, and it wouldn't really matter how it looks. So I cut out a quick shape for the nose horn. Could be big. So here's this. This is the horn for the nose, and then. So then we're gonna have to take some more glue, and then it's kind of just like I said, it's cutting out a bunch of shapes. Okay. And you kind of make sure this kind of goes in, because then it works. This finished bit, but like I said, I'm going to add some silver on here. So see how good that silver looks. So now we just gotta. You have to turn it around a lot, so coloring it in the horn. It's really interesting. Surprised nobody's asked a question. Oh god. It's basically hanging out with me while I'm making something. Took a minute to find the cap. No. Let's get this one's horn on. I already saw how I did that, so I'm gonna quickly do that, and then like basically gluing the horn on where it's supposed to go. Make sure it's even. The main part is you gotta make sure it's even. Oh, wait. Oh, I messed up already. Okay. Okay, I got it. Don't worry. So now we got this part finished. I'll show you all the colors. Coloring process. And the next part is you make the base. Like, everybody's seen how to make the base. That's gonna be the fast part. Oh. Camera keeps going off. Bro, did the horn just fall off of the nose? Yes, it did. What the hell? It's falling off. Let that dry. Take paper and you gotta fold it. Fold it into like this strip. So I have to cut out this part. So you got this bent piece. Then you have to take and fold a piece of paper in half. Folded paper. Put this on. So you gotta cut 4 of these out, which I'm gonna do that right now. Sorry about it going black non-stop. Oh, I wish I could just somebody hold the camera, but I can't. Plus, it would obviously. So I'm gonna cut those out and then fold them so it works. And then I'm gonna get tape, and it's gonna be finished. You'll see the finished product. This took, and then I can actually have the whole bit. So, fold this out, folded that. Hang on. Got to get some tape. Tape is the best bit for the base. Like, most people don't make it this way, but you basically just hang on tape, and then I'll make the full top base, show it, and then so now we have the bottom half on, it's taped on, and then we take we put it on top like that, and then we have to like tape it. I can't hold the camera and tape at the same time, so now we got it on both sides. So now we have to glue this. We have to glue this puppet onto here. Per se, it will glue. Doesn't matter where you put that. You have to glue it, because if you don't, it's not going to work properly. So first, we're gonna start with this side. You have to put glue on the bottom. If you don't, it's not gonna work. But also, what's not going to work is you can't. It has to be even, and you also got to put the tape on. So I got the piece of tape. You gotta tape it down here, because then it's going to be going everywhere. You just gotta tape it down. Now you taped it that side down. So we got one side done. And then, but here's the thing, I'm not doing it how most people do it, so then take this side and you glue it on. In order to, but it's best to glue it on the bottom. So they glue this on the bottom, because and put a lot of glue, like a gloop of glue on there, because then it's not gonna hold properly. It's gonna go all over the place. To make sure this stays in place. Now we just gotta make sure it's even now. Now the next thing is we do the tape thing. We tape it. And we're gonna already have to do some adjustments. So this is the top half. So if we have this little bit here, you gotta cut that off, because then it's gonna show up like that. So now, so how much better that looks. So you gotta do the top half first, and then do the bottom half. A lot of people, they do it that way differently. Now, I suggest getting a couple of these to keep it from being all floppy in a video or per se. So, the thing is we take one of these and you gotta tape that on. Because it holds it in place. Now let's put the other piece side on. Sorry, I have to get these things on, because, again, I can't hold the camera and doing something at the same time. Now I got this side. We just have to get the bottom half on. So we got the whole bottom half to do. But when you do the bottom, so you have to match how thick these are. Okay. Hang on. Fold this in half. Fold in half. Oh god. The final step is you gotta. Sorry, it keeps going dark. You gotta go quick. Okay, we finally got the bottom base done, but you can't exactly do it like that. You gotta like tape the bottom on before gluing the final bit, and I am literally almost done. You'll be able to see the final bit soon. Just gotta get this puppet bottom taped. Won't work if it's not taped. So, see, there's that bottom right there. Now we got the bottom. Final bit is gluing. You gotta glue. But here's the thing, you gotta glue strip all the way on. Always won't work. Now, we're almost done. We're almost done. Don't worry. Now we're finished. We just have to add on the hearts. I'm just gluing the hearts on, showing final product soon. Oh god. Oh god. What the heck? Bro. Okay, I'm gonna have to tape them on, I guess. Where'd that heart go? Okay, we'll put this on, say, there we go. Okay, that is not going to work, I can see that now. Bro. So the remake is done. People are probably gonna be really mad, but we're gonna get to the So this is Douglas, this is my fox plush. Just remade one of my new puppets. If anybody's wondering, just remade this one. So I figured I'd show y'all. That ended up taking 50 minutes, which I did not realize it was going to do. So the live stream is going to be a little longer than anticipated. The Hangout bit. Just gotta put markers back. Organization. Perfection. Oh god. So now, the whole live stream was me working on this one, which I kind of feel bad for y'all. Valentina is finished, so we'll be in the next video. Let's show my most recent ones I've made. I want to show both the ones I made yesterday. Which also means so I'm gonna really show this marking. It's this one ended up with a really small mouth. But really interesting, it's based off of what I made a long time ago. Unless I'm gonna be honest, I feel like doing a tutorial on YouTube was probably a pretty bad idea. But yeah, this is one of my newest ones. This is Frost 3.0, which means the third time we're making this one. Kind of blind in one eye. It's kind of a new style that I put, but you got this drip effect here, and then like first part of the whole live stream was me actually remaking this one right here. You got this one. You got this dragon puppet right here. You could tell, like if I could bring this closer, he's blind in one eye. I'll just show y'all more of a detail, like the flames. So yeah, this is that one. So this is flame right here. I don't think he's gonna end up being the most popular one though. Oh. And then the one that I just showed is actually a remake of one of mine. Oh, this is gonna be really hard. Like, so yeah, this one I had the remake, and then remake. We go from that to this. So it's just like this a lot bigger. I know the horns are a little, wobbly. I'll do some close-ups. So that's that whole puppet right there. Cause got a little Douglas here. I just like remade. We got a little candy bracelet here. I'm gonna take it off of him for a second. Sorry, bud. There we go, man. We kind of got a collar now. He's kind of finished at this point. We also got Blaze with me today. Just another red fox, but this one is a really older one. Probably came from a thrift store. I know my grandma gave it to me. If I could find the one my dad gave me, that would be nice. But I mean, we got a little bit of a nose here. His eyes are kind of hidden, but they're there. Top fans have changed. It's actually kind of interesting. I think it is just like whoever like speaks first during the live stream, like whoever says the most. But I need to figure out other things I can do live because that would be on camera. Bombastic side eye. Sorry. But yeah, I did remake one. It was actually pretty interesting, but here's this little guy right here. I also, obviously, he got a candy thing on. But I actually got his name on there and everything. And then put it back on, don't worry. He has his name on the tag. It's a really, really interesting thing I did with this one. And then we got Twilight. That one was Douglas. Here's Twilight. Who actually has this tag? Which says, when it's dark, look for the stars. And we got a little star. We got, like, this whole necklace. I'm just gonna take it off for a minute. Kind of show y'all how it looks. Before I put it right back on Twilight. But, yeah, this is... So it says, when it's dark, look for the stars. So this is Twilight's thing, and then I also gave her a bandana that's like, comes on and off, which is, so here's the bandana off. It's removable with these little clasps. But how you make one of these, like how I did it, is you take some ribbon, you kind of cut out like a piece of fabric. So now we're gonna put these back on her. Y'all were very quiet. I mean, yesterday there was a few questions. Y'all must not have any questions. Okay, I'm just gonna let y'all know there was some sort of like drama with one of my friends, and all I did was block them because they were starting drama, and it just became this whole thing. Like, I'm not trying to call people out, but it's this whole dumb drama, and it's like, I really don't want people to think, oh, it's true, that's the truth about them. I hate the fact that people like to spread rumors about other people. Like, I would never talk that about anybody. So I just put it back on. So this is what the bandana looks like on her. So this is Twilight, which she has little earrings. These are real earrings, by the way. They're real plastic earrings. They're technically supposed to go in my ears. That I actually do have ear piercings, but yeah, if y'all want to see me talk about these off of her, yeah, I kind of had to show them. So a lot of people have just seen it, just as this thing. It's really hard to take this off of Shadow. This is one of my ESSAs. I feel like I have one that, well, one of the pieces is missing. I cannot find. It should be somewhere. I mean, kind of strange. I know some people are gonna be like, "Where's your puppets?" So, once again, I am going to show my favorite. First off, I'm gonna show the brother of the one I just made. This is her brother, by the way. This is Moonlight, and his brother. He has a sister, and her name is Valentina. This is Valentina, remade, in all her glory. But Valentina was always, like, a different size than him. I've made the decision that, like, it makes sense for her to be bigger than him. So, both of them have the same bit on them. So, put them side by side, basically. So it's Moonlight and Valentina side by side, turning her around, turning him around, and you just kind of have this little effect. He's kind of like this more Halloween-y one, and then we got this more Valentine's theme one. I actually have both their originals with me. It's fair to show the originals, so I'm gonna put these over. Now it's time to see the originals. Here's the original Moonlight. He's, as you can tell, there's pieces missing now. He's all bent up, he's all messed up. Then, quick, here's him now. He's the remake. It's a really, really interesting dragon. I feel like with a little diamond eye. He's kind of got this more of this like drip effect. And then we're gonna show the remake of Valentina. It's quite interesting. So we got the whole remake of Valentina. This is like her, and as you can tell, she's also missing some pieces. But she's way different than we got our new version of her, and I'm gonna have to fix the bend and everything, but I'll fix it off camera when I'm finished with this live stream. But yeah, that's Valentina. Her remake, their remakes, and it's a really interesting thing to have like a remake next to the original. Like, then you really just see like the work put into things and how I like change things. And I unfortunately don't have the original of this one, but I will be honest, I don't even have the original of missing some originals. This one just has a smaller mouth than the original, which this is basically a fire dragon. He has like fire ears, which basically that's the whole theme of him. Like, and then we got 3.0 Frost. Like, I never actually talked about some of my dragon puppets and stuff. A lot of people like come on, they start asking questions. I wasn't able to really talk about them much yesterday, but then we have another one that I remade that I still have the original. If I can find the original. I know I put it here. I got it, don't worry. So, it's time to show the original versus the new one. Here's the original. She's all bent up now. I kept her because, yeah. Now we're gonna show the new version. Oh, God. Which, the old version, I already took the flower off. I'm gonna have to fix that, I know. This is the new one. This is the new version of her. I promise you I will fix this floppy ear when I, end the stream. But here's why you always have to have paper on your surface. Then you have this little problem where the paper sticks to the surface. So it's better to like have the glue, then you throw it away. It's so much better because then you don't have this happening here. I'm gonna have to clean that off of my clipboard. So, but now I'm gonna show these next to each other, both the original and remake. You just gotta just twist them. I feel like I need to show that with both the other remakes. I still have the original. So let's get those. Moonlight, we're gonna kind of get Moonlight next. So we got Moonlight. Kind of gotta get. I figured this is like a really interesting thing to show off, but so oh, hello, Luna. Here's this look. This is the new version right here. And then we come up. This is the original. So original to the remake. So now I'm gonna turn both of them around. you can already tell he's all bent. You can already tell he's way different than this version. Showing the original close up, then the new close up. It's definitely interesting to just see them both next to each other. Actually, really see like how I've improved since I made this version to this version, kind of thing. It's just it's like really like for an artist to see when they redo something, and then artists do that a lot. They make something and then they remake it to see how they have improved. Like say, any artist would do it. And then we gotta get Valentina. A lot of people. Thanks. I'm honestly probably really good at making the cute ones. So now I'm going to show the original. Here's the original one side. As you can tell, that part is really, really different. And then we got this one. This is the new one. Of course, I'm gonna have to really fix that horn. It's floppy. I know. It's really loppy. But then we got this side of her. You can definitely see some differences already. Here's the original again, like right next to the new one. And I know she's bigger than the original. Also note that I'm probably going, once October comes, I will be making a real Halloween one. I can't tell y'all what it's gonna look like, but I can't tell y'all what animal that is because, you know, if I tell y'all what I'm going to make, somebody else could make it first. Therefore, if they make it first, even though it's my idea, I'm basically giving them that idea. Then it would be me giving them that idea without, you know, they doing it without my permission. Therefore, it's technically, even though I made the idea, it's not my design. Like, it doesn't, they made the actual puppet, therefore the puppet's theirs, not mine, even though I made the design. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, it's your design. You could, you know, say, oh, that's not, you know, that's not your design, you know? That's why I usually don't, but I will show, like, where I've got the ideas from, sure. I feel like I have to show my favorite one, and a lot of people, this is definitely not, probably not a fan favorite, but it's my alien wolf one. I'm just gonna close up show it. I always like showing, the fang is bent, of course, but it's just this really, really interesting effect. And then turning it around, it's just probably really one of my favorite ones I've made. I mean, it's just one of those, like, interesting things. And I don't mind fans giving me ideas to make for a dragon puppet. I mean, I tried to do that for the 800 subscriber special, but I only got one person giving me an idea, which technically I would consider a technical top fan. Because they come to my channel almost daily when they're not busy, and it's like, so it's just like, yeah, I would consider this one my top favorite. I don't know if it's a fan favorite, but it's definitely my favorite. Because I think it's because it's just like this really cool looking thing, in my opinion. It's supposed to be this alienated wolf, which is why it looks different from a wolf. It doesn't have a nose, it's just like, it's an alien. It's my only, I have another galactic one somewhere. I have like a couple, I mean, technically Moonlight over here is technically a galactic one. Was based off an alien kind of thing, just like she is. Good old Valentina. I have one more. There's one more that's technically based off of a galact. So I have like a few that are based off of like this space theme, which It's fine. People just like they go on and off. It's not like you have to be like stuck here or anything. Then we got this, but this is one of my ones I fully customized. I mean, I can. So yeah, it's one of my ESSAs I've fully customized, and this one has like full customization too, which is Twilight, by the way. I've always loved foxes. I have a lot. You know, just a lot of like fox stuff in my room is. Oh, hello, silly seal. It's just like it's like this really interesting thing. I actually took this one to school the other day. Everybody's like, "Can I name it? Can I name it?" Like, let it come to me. I don't like letting people name my plushies because you know how people kind of just they give you this like stupid name. Like, for example, and I'm not like, if you were to name an animal, well, I wouldn't give one of my stuffed animals a strange name, especially when I would take to school with me, because just waiting for somebody to just start making fun of me, going, "Ha ha, you know that girl that has they stuffy with the carrots around, and she's just like that girl that has that stuffy with a really weird name, like, that's the main reason I don't like letting people name my plushies. Okay, it's different if you just can't think of a name. I'm gonna be honest, Bob. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Every time the name Bob, they go Bob the Builder. I swear, every time somebody says Bob, or even weirder, if you just name a plushie Blob, like a blobfish. Okay, I can understand if you had like a blobfish plushie and you named it Blobby. I guess that makes sense to a degree. I mean, it's a weird fish. Give it a strange name. It makes sense. I feel like showing a couple drawings I've made, so they're oil pastel, like a little bit more close up. So I know in some of my videos they've shown up in the background. You really like see like how I blended it. This is my Arctic Fox drawing. And then I have another one that's just like this cartoony fox. We got the mushroom trees. This was actually a project that did an art, but I did a few extras. Like, it's just like, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, I said that earlier in the live stream that I obviously really, really like foxes. You know, it's kind of a shame that, when I kind of want to, like, start my own rescue when I grow up. So it's a shame because I'm going to have to go somewhere else because I'm in an area where technically you're not allowed to have, per se. People are just going to think, oh, why do you have pet foxes? That's illegal in that state. Okay, then again, there is a rescue with foxes, but I'm not just gonna rescue foxes. Yeah, I actually have them all over the place. I'm there, and then I have them here. Like, they're all over the place. Showed my favorite. Here's another one that kind of just ended up being my favorite. That's just like this. I would consider this one kind of a galactic one. This kind of probably is gonna end up being one I show a lot. It's for October, especially this side. Thanks for the compliment. Then here's the one that a fan gave me the idea for when I, shared that Google form where people can give their ideas of what kind of dragon puppets they want me to make, and I only got one, and it's literally just this really interesting fluffy dragon jungle thing. Its name is Sky, by the way. But definitely turned out really good for like a fan idea. I'm actually surprised other people haven't gave fan ideas, but then again, most of the people that have subscribed recently make dragon puppets too, or have ESSAs, so they probably don't want to like give away their ideas, because if they think of an idea, then it's their idea at that point. And I could just show all my nature themed ones. Here's one of them, which this one's based off of a leaf dragon, but also kind of like I got the idea from one of the evolutions. You can already guess which ones. Yes, Leafeon. No, obviously does not look like Leafeon. Leafeon looks way different. Leafeon does not have horns. Kind of thing. But it was definitely inspired off of Leafeon. And then another kind of nature themed one. One of them keeps. Technically, this one is a nature theme. I'm actually a girl. It is definitely hard to tell when you're on camera without showing your face. Nobody can technically tell what you are. But this is another one of my nature theme. Let me see if I can find Breeze in my bin of puppets. It'll take a minute to find her. Oh god. She's gotta be somewhere. If it's it, it's gotta be it. Probably another one I probably need to remake, to be honest. Hang on. Gotta like unvend it and everything. This is like a nature one I've made a while back. That definitely is in better days. Definitely needs to be a remake because it's probably. Yeah, I've made so many nature and galactic theme ones. It's actually pretty crazy, honestly. Like how this whole live stream was me remaking the other Valentina. Valentina is this one. I remade this one through the whole beginning. So you actually got to see the whole process, even though I had to keep putting my phone down just to cut or tape some of it together. Oh, I can't say the whole process is on there, but like I did show like the basic steps that people can actually do. I know this one's a new one, but I actually have snakes for ESSAs. Here's one of my snakes. Like really colorful one. Blue belly. Kind of interesting. Where's a banana? Banana's here. I love blue color. New one finding really yellows. But yeah, I have. So yeah, I actually have multiple snakies. So there's only one I would be able to access easily. Ooh, my collection. Wait, am I able to access this one? Whee! That's my plushies. Oh, there we go. See what I get. Couple of mine. This one is this leopard pattern. This one's really pretty. No, these were made by Aurora. All of them were made by Aurora. I mean, technically snakes are probably one of the easiest to make. But eventually, yes, I will make plushies. But You can actually find them on Amazon if you look up Aurora snakes. It's kind of gonna show like the effect. It's definitely a really interesting thing. I'm sitting on one. Oh my gosh. We got another rainbow snake. I got the tie eye. Really, another rainbow one I have. This one's not by Aurora. It's by a different company. I can tell you, like, snakes. I have like 4 of my snakies. I could probably try to get them next to each other. Snakes everywhere. I almost forgot to put the scissors away. I have like probably around 6 or 7 of them. And no, I'm not saying the trend. I know that's a TikTok trend, and it's annoying to have to hear it nonstop on the internet, but also at school. I swear, every 5 minutes somebody says it. And it's not just one kid; it's multiple. That is true. I actually have like about most likely just 6. But yeah, I have my fox right here. I have multiple of them here. Another one I have here is a Milani one, which is by the Aurora company too, by the way. Now we have like, yeah, I don't want to. Let's see, where did Blaze go? Here's Blaze. I don't know. People are probably busy over the weekend. I actually put all my foxes next to each other. Let's do that. Makes sense, right? We got Twilight the Surfer Fox, and we got all 3 of these red foxes. I feel like they make red foxes more. You got Douglas, and then we got Blaze. I'm gonna be honest, I've never watched it, so that's not really where the name's from. But yeah, I just got all my figurines on the side here. It's definitely just really interesting how people do it. Like, it's definitely interesting because people really like my puppets. Like, most of my recent videos, like last night I tried to host. Oh. What do you mean YouTube loading? But you got this pink. Technically can't be a Valentine's one with Valentina. So we kind of got this one that's honestly highly similar to Valentina. She has like less makeup on one side, and there's like more, but more or less similar, kind of like this. I think I have shown my dragon puppets multiple times. I've only shown a couple of these that I have like right here. I showed this one. I already have to get this one taped back down. It is just being so stubborn. Bruh. have to fall off. I already have to freaking tape it back. Okay, yes, I know the camera's blocked. Okay, bye. So then we have this one right here. Honestly, I have like 30 to like 50 aged people. It's probably because they're eliminating kids off of YouTube with this new whole new AI thing. So all those kids are on YouTube Kids now. Probably some of the most recent ones I made. And let me show another one I'm gonna remake probably pretty soon. It's definitely retired Thorn. His base is definitely in better days. So I have to be really gentle with them for this bit. Okay. But yes, very soon this one's gonna be remade, updated, and stuff. But the two that I'll be remaking soon is Thorn, which will be 3.0, and then the 2.0 of Breeze. So, which she's gonna get some moss added on. I'll show you all my moss. She's gonna get some moss and vines and extra stuff added once I remake Blaze. Oh, let me check. 1:03 p.m. So probably, but yeah, next once I make moss, once I remake this one, I will be adding moss, some vines to her, like handmade vines, of course. Because I'm going to give her something new, a horn, like right here, which is I'm going to be adding the moss to that, and then having much more mushrooms around and some flowers with vines going in between. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. This one I'm going to be remaking soon too, but it won't be today. Honestly, I already have mods, and now that I'm recording my live streams, I can actually just as easily be able to mute somebody. Yesterday I had to already mute somebody because I had some drama with them. Not gonna go into that because technically that's when it just gets to my personal life, so it's just a shame I had to like block somebody already. It's just a shame that I basically just lost a friend yesterday over something so stupid. I go live on Saturdays and Sundays because I have more time to actually go live. I never go live during the week. Mainly because, I'm 18, but I still go to high school. I'm actually graduating in year 2026, which means I will be graduating in June sometime. So that's pretty good. Most of the ones, You know, another one I could probably go ahead and remake that probably needs an update is, where's Cloudy? Oh god, sorry, it went dark. It's dark in my closet. Oh god. This is Cloudy. This is 2.0 of Cloudy, so it's the second time I remade her. Hey Sparkclaw. It's alright. So basically the reasons why I don't do live streams during the week is I'm still in high school, but I'm on my final year of high school. I'm 18 and it's my senior year. Graduate in June sometime, so that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm in high school. My birthday was on the 25th, was actually when I turned 18. So yeah, I'm in high school, 18, and wasn't even held back a year. I just was in a different state for a while and then moved, and they started school at a different time. You know, why do I still have markers out after the beginning of this live stream? Let me just put that stuff back where it was. Oh god. I have a lot of ESSAs here. Actually, I have 2 cat ESSAs here. Might as well go ahead and show them. Here's Patch, and I have a pipe cleaner collar on her, but this is Patch. Mostly white, actually all white with this little black patch. Blue eyes. It's actually a Beanie Boo buddy. I really wish they would show better, but then we got this one right here. It's actually supposed to be a Maine Coon. It was a lot more fluffier. The company name is not on it for some odd reason. Oh, my cats are kind of hidden now. Yeah, I'm nodding. It's crazy, I know how to nod. I mean, this is a wild cat. Its name is Snowy. I actually have a floor crown for it. I do not know where I put it. Would not be, you know what? I would not be surprised if I have already put it back in here. Don't think I did. It's sure weird. Oh man, all these are just all tangled up already. That's weird. I don't do training because I mainly just show them in videos and then do like, so I don't really feed them or train them because technically I just treat them like comfort objects more or less, so it's really what they are. But I mean, the fur on these are actually really realistic. There's like there's like some black markings, some red. Honestly, I actually support both furries and Therians. So I'm not like a hater. I'm not like anti-zoo or anything. Actually, zoophiles are actually pretty bad. I'm gonna be honest, they are bad. So honestly, Flame 2.0 is probably the best one I've made so far. Honestly, there's definitely nothing wrong with being a furry or Therian. I just don't support zoophiles because, like, I'm not gonna go into it, but I'm just gonna say it's a really bad group of people towards the furry fandom, um and it's just, yeah, a group of bad people. Just like when they decided to make that whole new flag for that group of people. Shouldn't even be supported. But yeah, me too. I hate it when people just do all this weird stuff. But I actually have a whole sticker collection, but this is literally one set extra stickers. All kinds of stickers. Just a bunch of positivity stickers. Oh god, that is so funny. It's literally a lemon. But yeah, I have all these stickers. This is probably about 200 of them in here. Got a random one in there. But yeah, I actually have a sticker collection in here. Random cat sticker. Oh. And I have a whole bead collection. At this point, I actually have. I think she drew it herself, but it's a character from Dragon Adventures. It's actually my first dragon I ever had in Dragon Adventures, and let's just say Roblox game. It's the first dragon I've ever had. Fair enough. Honestly, a lot of people say you can't eat a lemon. Technically, you can, but I actually do have like a lot of beads and stuff. Look at all my beads here. I have look at this whole collection of beads and string and fabric. I have a lot of art stuff. Oh, you know what? There's an idea. If some of these are still intact, I might put these on my next once I make the Breeze Dragon Puppet remake. I might actually put some of these on it to give it this interesting effect. I remake this one. I actually have like a lot of nature on her. That would be so creative. And then I just literally have more beads here, rubber bands, more beads, and then lots of string, origami paper, some random thing I made a while back with fake. Oh, it's getting all sticky. It's getting all buried in it. I actually did make this, by the way. It's basically a dream catcher. A while back I made this. And I brought a bunch of my birds to school. Oh, I made this at school. Kinds of stuff. Oh, I actually kind of know I'm almost at 1K subs. I mean, about probably, I'm gonna say about 200 more, maybe, depending how many subs I've earned in this live stream. Oh, so you take pipe cleaners and then you put them feathers. I mean, one of these days, it's like. I actually have this one, but it's also pipe cleaners. You just spend a bunch of pipe cleaners on like this metal thing. But then you do a lot of like bending and stuff with the ears. You can see, I'm gonna just close up it. You make the eyes and the mouth out of paper. You make the beads. You make the bead necklace out of string, and then you you make like braided you braid pipe cleaners, and then on the bottom I have twist pipe cleaners around 4 feathers. And then you got this tail, you gotta have like a bigger, longer feather, and then for these you have to cut the feathers ends, but it's definitely interesting. The whiskers, you just cut little bits of like pipe cleaners. It's just like pipe cleaners on string and stuff like that. And she have this. I did not make it. That's actually pretty cool. I actually have this little bird here that I also made an art class. It's a bird. It's basically just crumpling up newspapers, feathers, that kind of stuff. It's just definitely a cute thing. Now I'm on that puzzle that I put together a while back. I did not make that. It's like I did not make that puzzle. But I actually have a memorial thing here of a dog that passed away in like 2020. Okay, I know a lot of people don't want to hear about 2020. I see. There's a random cat here. Hello. It's definitely interesting. I'm gonna put a couple of my ESSAs back where they were. It's actually pretty yummy, to be honest. Putting M&Ms in ice cream. This seems like a really good idea. It says... Honestly, I used to do that a while back. Put ice cream and M&Ms together, and it's really good. I will agree on that. I've even made a floral crown in the past. It was a long time ago when I did. I never heard of that. Thanks. Also, here's why you always put paper on your surface before you start using glue, because then this happens. And also, you got marker all over it. This is basically a piece of paper where it like came off. Oh, thanks. That means a lot. Somebody said I talk bad about my friends. I don't know why, but that was like part of the drama yesterday. And I'm gonna be honest, if they start telling like everybody that comments on my video on that, first of all, that's not even factual. I just got all the paper off. That was probably some pretty interesting ASMR. At this point, I need to get another trash bag. That trash can is obviously full at this point. Yeah, people are rude sometimes, I will admit, and I had to block that person, and then that's when they commented, oh, they talk bad about their friends. First off, just because I block you does not mean I'm talking bad about you. You know what's funny? It was a guy. Not a girl. So it was a guy started drama, but I will admit that most girls do like to start drama. especially in middle school. But I'm not gonna say all girls. There are some girls that don't. I mean, and I can't say all of them do. I can't even. But I'm honestly, when I walk into like a bathroom, girls are just yapping about some random person and actually saying their name, talking behind someone's back and stuff. Like, why? First off, people every if that person were to walk in the bathroom. Okay, first off, why would somebody tell you to do that? It hid that message, by the way. I had to like show it. Yeah, honestly, I hate that people would just, tell you to do that. That is not, first off, that is not okay because there has been people who've been told that, like, on the internet and then they actually do it, which is just messed up, in my opinion. That's why when somebody says that, I do not agree. Like, that whole phrase, um, is just, like, it's a bad thing and people shouldn't be saying that to people. Especially people who have mental issues. It's like, okay, we get it. You don't like that person. I swear, people just don't understand people who are different. They want to just judge you right away. Instead of getting to know you, they see you and there's something they don't like about you. First impressions, and they just say, I don't like you, you should do this. And it's just like already, I'm just gonna be honest, that's already not gonna be a good friend to talk to, anyways. Because people shouldn't be saying that to you right away when you meet them. Because I've had that happen multiple times. But I've also had friends who are like really good friends and then they just start acting mean. Like the drama yesterday. It was basically just something about my boyfriend and they were like, "Oh, just making something up about my boyfriend. I'm not going into that detail. It was just made up because both my boyfriend and his own friend said it's not true. It's just a rumor." Um it's fine. It's definitely a good thing to talk about because mental health is definitely a serious thing. Something I really hate people making fun of? PTSD and also schizophrenia. Both those things are very, very severe mental issues that people have, and they should not be made fun of because if you think about it, PTSD and schizophrenia, like people would have, there's a male medications for them there, and yeah, but I'm not gonna go into like what it is. I like what schizophrenia is, but I know PTSD. You see flashbacks, and like I know more about PTSD because I actually have PTSD. There's flashbacks and nightmares and like mental disorders with PTSD. It's just not something that should be made fun of. Like if you've ever seen Stranger Things, which is a PG-14 show, I will say PTSD is a huge thing in that show, and people often overlook it. But it is a huge thing in the show. They showed that, but they also showed like real friendship and stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting. Which is definitely like this. Just hate how people make fun of mental disorders. Like that's just something I hate. You shouldn't. Yeah, it's just definitely like some mental health issues should just people should just not make fun of mental health. That's something that people should support because yeah, it definitely disgusts me too because it's just like that's wrong. Okay, first off, it's wrong to make fun of any type of mental disorder. I walk through school and that's something I hear a lot is like acting it out is one thing because then people can see exactly how it is, but it's just I just wish like people could just take the time to understand mental disorders instead of like making fun of them, you know? It's like I just don't agree with it, you know? Also, this live stream is going to be ending soon because it's supposed to be a 2-hour long live stream. So, yeah. And empty that trash can there. I need to empty my trash can, obviously. And clean up all the paper scraps. And other types of scraps are all over my floor. Can't leave the scraps there, you know? But, yeah. Okay. But yeah, I've had to dealt with drama that like a lot often, and it's just like, you know, let me just show my huge stuffy collection. I have like a really huge. Yeah, that's honestly sad, to be honest. I've heard something about some therapists using AI, and I'm gonna be honest, you should not use AI for therapy because then you can actually trigger somebody. I actually have only one dog, which is a Husky German Shepherd mix. His name's Romeo. AI is honestly bad. AI should not be used. You know what's sad? One of my teachers uses AI to make assignments, and then everybody's like, "If you can use AI, then why can't we?" Like, I'm gonna be completely honest. The teacher shouldn't be using AI. Like, I want to say it, but I'm not gonna say it. You know, because some things are just better to keep to yourself. Because you know right away somebody's gonna try to argue with you saying, "Oh, you know, AI is not all that bad. There's some things that it's good for." But I'm gonna just be honest. AI was a completely bad idea to invent. Just like robots. If you've ever seen some of these movies where robots take over Earth and stuff, kind of like an alien invasion, it's just like I feel like people are just trying to bring these sci-fi movies to life. That's what it's starting to feel like at this point. Because AI was originally just this sci-fi idea. Now it's real. Like making something that's meant to be fictional and bring it to life. Okay, let's just hope we don't invent a time machine, because then we're technically screwed. But yeah, I'm gonna end the live stream now. Anyways, yeah, I agree, it should have. Um, anyways, I hope everybody enjoyed my live stream today. I'm going to end it now. Harmony Blazinski, over and out. Goodbye, everybody.